Hey guys. Yeah, well, it's just us now. So let's just wait for a few more people to show up. Unless you have any questions you want to talk about.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you a quick question before we start.
Great. Okay, go for it.
You said something about the tutoring
In the
center.
Reddit, in the subreddit post.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the your last one, I
Yeah.
want to know how exactly I could
All right, so here's a clue, okay? So you should not look for the answer anymore. No, you can't ask. You just have to say, think about what I'm saying now and figure it out, okay? I can.
All right.
Yeah, okay, all right, good. So if you have in integers, if you're working with integers, 1 + 2 + 3 + 4 is the same. You can jumble these around and you get the same answer, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. When you're working with floating point numbers, that's not the case, okay? Because if you take a floating point number, if you have 5 floating point numbers and you need to add them together, hang on, why is it, okay, all right, I got it. Okay, so if you have floating point numbers and you have a bunch of them, the order in which you add them matters, right? If you just mix up the order, the numbers will be, the final result will be off by like point, I don't know, some small number. The floating point numbers will never compare for equality after that, right? It'll be off in some faraway decimal place. So it is because, that is why the class and data representation is so useful. And this is a time when you should go back and look at the data representation module 0. Right? Because there we talk quite, I think in the first couple of lectures, that's what we did, right? Was it the first week or first 2 weeks? No, I think it was the first week. First week, right? Because think about it. Now, how many programming classes start with a whole damn week, right? How many programming classes in this whole world, right? Maybe there's a few around, but how many will sacrifice an entire week? Because as it is, people are trying to cram so much into programming classes. Yes, because people are saying, oh, I'll teach you the entire C++ in 12 weeks and things like that. So when people are trying to cram so much into programming classes, how could you luck out? Really, it's so lucky that you found a course in which we collectively decided, right? I think it's a democratic decision, right? Because it was out there and only people who agreed to this, basically signed up, right? So this is a lucky course because we decided, all right, programming can wait. I need to know about data. All right, so this is a time if you are ever in doubt about how floating point stuff is going to work, right? Go back, spend 2 days, forget about programming, get floating point, get solid on floating point. And the reason I say that is because now when you understand floating point, you know that, oh, if I have 3 floating point numbers, A, B, C, and I want to find A plus B plus C, well, whether I do, the associative property doesn't hold anymore. Right? So A plus B plus C is not the same as A plus B plus C, right? Because of floating and rounding issues. So if I have D equals A plus B plus C in one way, and then E equals A plus B plus C in another way, even though our mind says they're both the same, it's the same. It must be different between Xcode and Linux or somewhere, right? So bound to happen. Why even go from Xcode to some other machine? You run the same program there, right? Run it in a different context. Calculate your quantities in a different order. It's going to be different, right? So this is a lesson that I think all C++ programmers have to learn at some point, because in later quests, people usually get bitten, right? There's so many times I can actually pinpoint to the root cause of the reason why people are slaving away at bugs before having a solid understanding, is because I saw a programmer in the STEM center once who was spending about 10 to 15 minutes trying to diagnose a problem. And the problem was that they were checking for if the loop is, if it's equal to 0, break out of the loop. Yes. So they're doing something until some quantity is equal to 0. And they're spending 10 minutes and 15 minutes, they're just banging their head saying, why is it not equal to 0? Why is it not breaking out of the loop? Yes? Now, can you see yourself spending 10 to 15 minutes trying to figure out what the issue there is if you were stuck with that problem? Yes, okay. But if you were solid on data representation, you don't need 10 minutes, right? You probably need 10 seconds, because you'd say, well, you know what? Why is this loop not terminating? At some point, it has to be 0. It's starting at a positive quantity, right? And I'm decrementing 1 or something like that. So I'm decrementing some quantity, right, greater than 0. So it has to hit 0 at some point. It has to. So right, and then say, okay, well, maybe it's jumping over 0. Well, according to my calculation, it's not even jumping over 0. It should be exactly 0. Why is it still not 0? Why is it not breaking out of the loop? And then you say, oh, well, you know what? Finally, I know the reason. The reason is because I used a float for the test, right? If I'm testing, if a float is equal to 0, what is the probability a float is going to equal 0? It's very, very slim, isn't it? So the proper way to compare a float, which even 2C students are getting bitten today, right? My students in 2C go to the Reddit, right? And they're getting bitten with these bugs. And other students are obviously helping them, of course. And they're all finding out the reason. But it'll be easier if you found the reason right now. And so don't test floats for equality, right? It's very dangerous ground. It's like saying I have a really, really fine rope and I got to go cross this precipice, cross this cliff on this thin string, right? Instead of on a 4-lane bridge. That's what you're doing when you're comparing floats, right? It has to be exactly equal. One misstep and you're gone. So that's exactly what's going on. Now, that being the reason, when you're playing around in float area and you want 2 floats to be equal, yes? Hey, I started talking to Maxim and I don't even see him. Oh, Maxim, you're here. Yeah, but is this all making sense now? It's
making a bit more sense, but
okay.
My original question was actually what I was gonna ask was, how do I try to get a tutor in the STEM center, because I've never done it before.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay, boy. Right. You're asking this
thing is, this is the first programming class that I've taken. Well, this is the first time that I needed to access the STEM center for a tutor.
Yeah. A huge part of the fees you pay for this course, I don't know how much you're paying. It's probably a couple $100, I think, at Foothill, right? A huge part of it goes towards paying for your tutorial services. And you just threw away, 10/12 of it. That's 5/6. That's more than 90%, right? You just threw it away, and you should really take advantage of it. All right, so just reach out to Lane Johnson, okay? Lane Johnson, he's on Reddit also. Just email. Go to the STEM Center. There's a tab in Canvas called STEM Center, right? Just click on it. Not tab. I think it's one of the menu options, right? Cookie all right. These are 2 new guys. Peter now just comes by very lazily, late in the day, and these are these 2 young ones, tiny ones, just come by, exploring all the time. Anyway, what was I saying?
I'm in Canvas right now. You said it was in a tab or something in Canvas.
Yeah. No, it's not a tab. It's a nav link. It's on the left menu system. Reach out to anyone in our class. Okay, I'm pretty sure someone else. Yeah. Okay, hey, just go to Chani dropped something in chat. Okay. Hey Chani, your chat message is just sticking around for like 10 seconds. If it usually just comes and goes, right? And I'm hardly able to see it. So anyway, I think she posted a link to how to get help. Okay, I'll reach out to
okay, cool.
Yeah, okay, but that's the thing. Okay, but I'm glad, Maxim, I'm glad you ran into this issue, right? Because when you're walking this tightrope with floats, and this is the whole challenge with Zebra, right? And people think Zebra is to do with loops and things like that. No, but it actually is a real test of knowing if you are solid with floating point calculations, right? Because you need to have 2 floating point numbers calculate to be the exact same value on the same platform. We're not talking about 2 different platforms, right? 2 different values, you don't have any control, right? So we're saying your code and my code will run it on the same machine, right? And it's not like a complex operation. Like we're not asking the system to calculate the value of sine or cosine or, because if you call a math library function like pow or anything, right, that is usually calculated as a sum of an infinite series, like you're doing e to the x, with Taylor experiment. So how else does a calculator know how to calculate sin x, right? It actually does it as the sum of a convergent series, and it'll say, well, double precision number needs about 200 digits of precision, and for 200 digits of precision, I need to calculate 7,000 digits, 7,000 terms of the e to the x expansion. Right? It's not even 7,000 terms, right? Because it converges really quickly. So maybe it says, to get that precision, I need to calculate, 25 terms. and then it stops right there. Otherwise, you'd never get the result. For any, all of these are infinite series, right? Yes.
Mhm.
So, and that is the reason, once you call the math library, in two things calculating the same thing, I'm calculating x times x, and you're calculating pow x comma 2, right? They're both the same. Nominally, they're the same, yeah or no?
Yeah, I think so.
Right, but x times x operates in integer space. I don't even care, right? Well, let's say the float's okay. X times x is a very simple operation, right? And I do it this way, and you call pow, and pow, you don't know how pow is going to calculate. So maybe it does a whole lot of floating point calculations, and every single floating point calculation is going to be slightly off.
All right.
So the challenge here is to figure out, without knowing how I calculate it, right? So really what you're doing is a puzzle where you have a Rubik's Cube or a jigsaw in which I've given you the jumbled up piece, right? And I've started from here, and you have to figure out where I started from by saying, oh, this is the way I have to put things together, because that's the only way I can get that. Does that make sense?
A bit, yeah.
Okay, so that is the zebra challenge, anyway. Anyway, I didn't realize, when I first made the zebra quest, it was meant to be a looping quest, right? But then I realized that more and more people were starting to get stuck on the exact floating point matching. And then at one point, I think I thought maybe I should go back and redo the zebra quest so that I can check for tolerances instead of exact equalities. So even if it's platform different in platform, it'll still match up in the end, right? So I was thinking I should do that, but then I realized later on that no, I should not do that, because the number of calculations I'm doing to get the result is not that many, right? So you don't have that many options to explore in order to get the correct answer. That's the correct answer, meaning the answer that matches, not the numerically correct within some tolerance. Does that make sense? Hey, welcome to class, Isaiah and Jacqueline. Some other people are missing. Srikaran, I hope someone reached out to him, Srikaran. Anyway, here's a message that needs to go. Elizabeth is not here yet. Yeah, some of the others. This message needs to go out to everyone, okay? If some people have wanted to take a fail in this class, I want to take a fail because the funny reason is that if you take a fail, then Foothill or De Anza College, I don't know, maybe it's even UCs in other colleges, right? They'll allow you to do this course one more time. In other words, I don't know. What if you say, no, even if you say, I'm going to pay my $200, I want to do it one more time. If you think about it, it doesn't cost you $200, right? The government pays. Because if you take the same course at a UC, you're paying like what, $1,500, $2,500, I don't know, right? I keep forgetting that. So it depends. It costs a lot more. The government pays for our salary and the campus and STEM tutors and everything. It costs a whole lot more than $200. So if you think it's just wasting $200, no, you're actually wasting a lot more. Taxpayer money, your money that you paid in taxes, your mom and dad and all your guardians, they paid. So all of that money is going waste. So that's anyway. So where was I going with that? Where was I going with that? What was I talking about?
I think something about like fail it, like taking the fail
and
wanting to retake
right,
it.
okay, good. Thank you for helping me out there. Yeah, some people want to take a fail, okay, because they say, well, that's money down the drain, but I want to do this course again, and the only way the government can pay for me one more time to subsidize it for $200. Right? Otherwise, you don't get the subsidy. I think you can always go to Harvard or some other place and pay like $5,000 and do the course, boot camp or something like that. Right? But what you get for free here, almost free, right? The government says, we'll give you one shot. We'll give you one shot and subsidize your knowledge acquisition for only $200 at Foothill College. The rest of it will be paid by well-wishers in the community in terms of taxes, which is gone. So we'll do it one time, right? You get that luxury one time. And so to get around that, I believe one way is to say, I don't want to pass, because if you pass, you can't do it one more time. And so lots of people want to take a fail so they can take the course one more time and then get an A or A+ or something they want. In my course, it doesn't make sense, right? It totally does not make sense, because the only thing you're going to get is basically just the exams. And you can do the exams and quizzes. There's like tons of quizzes online, right? You can do self-checking exercises. And then the quests are always free for everybody all over the world, right? No problems at all. So you're getting this for 100% free anyway. So it shouldn't It shouldn't, you shouldn't be required to take an F to redo the course. Okay, so you can just take a C if you want, and I can show you how to get a C. Right? It's a guaranteed pass. Okay, so if any of you is worried or stressed at this point, that's all you have to keep in mind, is that it just make it to quest number 6. Okay, just somehow. I think it's easy. Right? We have a lot of help. STEM Center tutors on call. Lane Johnson, right? He can help you in a sleep. All these people are on call 24/7. Right? Email me too. Right? All I want is just to see you across, right, on the other side. I don't care. You can come back to me at your own, pace. Do the rest of the course, quests and everything. Play around. When you're comfortable, come back and do the rest. Okay. So get to quest 6. Get to quest 6. And we'll have a good pass rate, right? So all of you, I'd like to pass, and if you're crazy about the grade, then you can slave away. But still, I would say that's not the right thing to do, right? Don't slave away for the grade, just for the grade, okay? The only thing you should be slaving away for is if you want to do it, and you can't see anything else better that you would rather do with your time, right? So you'd say, I want to turn down everything else because I got this really cool thing to do. And I think that is very important to have during the formative years of a really good software engineer, right? A programmer, any art, right? If you look at programming as an art, and you want to pursue it wholeheartedly meaning, because art needs to be pursued wholeheartedly in order to derive benefit from it, right? If you pursue art in a half-assed way, saying, well, I got to do this, but I got to devote some time and attention to other people or other things that also, well, other than basic survival, right? If I have enough to just survive and do programming, okay, I'm happy with that. But if I don't have anything to survive, okay, yeah, well, I know I have to take some bandwidth away and do that, right? So now that frees me up to say, well, you know what, I really want to take something to the next level. I want to learn the skill because I have something in me that's screaming to get out. It's, that's in me that's screaming to get out, and I don't have the vehicle to express it. And I think this one has that vehicle. This has that vehicle, which will let me give reification to that idea that's only been a dream in my head. And I can explain it to other people. I can pay like $500,000 million to get top-notch contractors to do it for me. But even if they're a top-notch contractor, they're never ever going to get the vision in my head, because there's always going to be a mismatch between what I have as the description of the ideal product in my head and how I'm able to describe it to them, because there's lost in translation at every step, right? Maybe there's improvement flowing backwards also, but we never get to see that, right? And many times we just want to know, this is the product I want. So we say, I want to do this product. I want to give myself to this product for wholeheartedly for 2 whole months, right? Completely. And how many of other people here are willing to accept me for that? Right? Meaning that, are you able to just give me back 2 months of my life, during which I promise not to interfere with anything you do, right? The only thing that's going to be different is I'm just going to be absent, as though I've gone on vacation, right? And I'm not going to be living out my life, getting things and being a demand on other people. It's a self, so as long as you've got your bread and butter, right, and a computer to sit down, right, and you say, you just do this for 2 months, and then that's also a time when you say, when you find out all the everything else in society that says, no, we cannot allow you to be yourself. We can't allow you to have the luxury of doing what you love, even if you are not right, even if you're on a vacation. Essentially, you're not disturbing us, or you're not causing any harm, and you want to do your own stuff. No, that's not allowed, right? So how is that possible, right? That doesn't make any sense. So that person is not really after what you want, right? So that lets you identify also in a way. And so that means you are able to redouble your efforts on what you had already wanted to do, because now well, there was this lingering preoccupation with or maybe guilt, or something that says I had to do this, I had to do that, I had to do this, and so I couldn't follow the thing that I loved. Now you can say, no, I didn't actually have to do that, because when I followed the thing that I loved, that thing that I thought I had to do didn't really care about me. So that is the way to pursue programming or any particular art. And I think in programming, this is the way to do it, right? So just get to quest 6 and just take your own time for the next 2 months. Just don't have to do any courses. when you're comfortable with all the 2B quests and 2C quests, come back. And then what we'll do in 2B and 2C is just have a discussion. Right? Have a discussion, work on some really fun projects. Let's say, this class, in fact, what we'll do is take one of those programs. In fact, we'll take the program that we wrote last class. Yeah, the team thing, right? And I think we'll develop that. What time is it, by the way? My God, it's 8:21. Okay, well, I only meant to start, talk to 8:20, 8:15, right? So to give the rest of you a chance to join. Anyway, now that you're here, here's what I wanted to do, okay, today. Okay, so in fact, I think it'll be really cool is because we only have this is week 10, 11. No, we can do a class. We're not supposed to introduce any new material in week 12, but we're just having fun, right? Nothing, there's no law against not having fun or having fun. Okay, so we can just get together. Week 12 is no problem, and then continue. And I'm thinking what we'll do is we've done a lot of stuff. We've done a lot of really cool things along the way. Display with the fact I think I was thinking about it was actually really cool, right? So we'll actually use that as a library for everything going forward, right? Even this game that we're going to build, we'll use display with the fact. So hopefully everybody's got access to those 2 files, and it's like 10 lines. Think about it, right? 10 lines, and we've actually got a package, right? A display with the fact with roll chars into place, and that's going to be used in all our programs. And I think that'll be cool. And then this sorting game, I think, pretty sure, right? This quarter we'll actually get it done. And we'll pick up the code that we wrote last class. I think it was what team class or player class or something like that. All right. And we'll play with that and get it to go. I think that's it, right? And because this week, I think I was basically just going to talk about sorting and searching, which we'll get to, right? We'll get to sorting and searching this week. This is Tuesday and Thursday. And then week 11, we'll talk about stacks, linked data structures, okay? Stacks, and in fact, what we'll do is talk about linked data structures first. Yeah, okay. I think that's what we did last quarter, and it actually worked out quite nicely. So what we'll do is talk about linked lists and linked data structures, which is really the basis for quest number 9. 8 is a stack, and a stack only uses an array in 8. Okay, all right. So the way that you do it in a quest is different. So in quests, linked data structures are not introduced until quest number 9, which you don't have to get to pass. Okay, so quest 6, you guaranteed to pass. But do quest 9 before the end of summer. I totally do quest 9, because quest 9 is almost 90% identical to quest 1 of CS2B. Right, so if you complete CS2A's quest 9 over summer, then you can also start playing around in CS2B land. Okay, and that's a lot more exciting. If you thought the blue trail was exciting, wait till you get on the green trail. Okay, this is a whole kinds of new beasts you'll see in Greenland that you'll never ever have imagined. So it's really cool. And some really nice data structures, really nice and powerful data structures that are introduced in CS2B. Right, and it's so cool, isn't it? Because these are the structures you need to have. This is like going to an interview and saying, going to battle, and what weapons do you have? No, I don't have any weapons. I just came naked, right? So, and another warrior who comes in a tank, fortified with everything. So it's like that. You go to an interview, these algorithms and data structures, there's your arsenal. Right, so you go to an interview and people want to say, I want to go to an interview, but at the interview they just want to see what weapons you have. Right, not weapons in a bad hurting other kind of people kind of way. They want to see what tools you have. No, weapons is a bad analogy. Okay, you say, how many tools do you need to know how to use? Do you know how to use a jackhammer? Do you know how to use a sledgehammer? Do you know how to, a builder? Say, I'm a builder, but I don't know anything. Right, so you're not going to get a job. Right, so I think this. So I'm a programmer, and here in CS2B you'll get to know all these really cool data structures, because someone will come and say, I have this really difficult problem. Okay, and this is exactly the analogy that happens in other fields, right? So someone will say, I have this really difficult problem, and I need to create this very special kind of die cast, right? To stamp out the mold, and that's the solution, right? Now, how am I going to do that, right? And they'll be thinking about it and say, oh no, that particular kind of die, I actually have it in my inventory. I'll just deploy it right now. You get it in 2 seconds. Right? How is that? Okay, because these tools, like an expert carpenter who knows exactly what to use where. And that is where programming gets you. And that is not the focus of many programming courses, right? Many programming courses you go and enroll. What are they trying to do, right? The idea is not to teach a particular language, right? And I started out doing that, and that's how I know both sides, okay? I realized that I never ever teach. What's the point? What's the point in teaching someone a language if you cannot teach them how to express themselves with it, right? Because that's the whole point of the language. So the point of learning C++ is not to learn C++. And all these boot camps and all these other places, they say, I'll teach you how to do, build a game using this engine or C++ or that library, OpenGL. No, that is not what we want to learn. What we want to learn is the programming, right? And it doesn't matter which language. All languages, it's the same programming mindset that we're trying to learn. And so C++ should be approached in that mindset, I think. That's, I don't know where we're going with that, but I believe that, you know, what was I talking about? Let's pick up the code. I don't know what I was talking about. I forgot, unless someone leads me back to it. So someone, hey, Yenyu, you were absent last class. And Elizabeth, you know, quite a few were absent. I guess it was the long weekend. I forgot. Okay, all right. Someone.
I was here last class. I was just kind of late.
Oh no, you weren't there, Elizabeth. Were you there last class?
I missed one class last week. I think it was Tuesday's class. It might have been Thursday's, but I accidentally slept through one of the classes last week. But I was here for the other one, whichever one.
Don't worry about it. On the positive side, okay. On the positive side, for all of you regulars, okay. Even if you miss a class, you know where to find all the classes, right? Although, right, so they're all on YouTube, and even if you don't watch the classes, you know who the other regulars are. Just contact them via Reddit and say, what do we talk about, right? And they'll probably give you the gist of the class in like 5 minutes, what we cover with me talking for 2 hours. Okay, so someone, anyone really, take the screen and bring up, what do we need? What do we need? Yeah, bring up the code. Hey, who coded last class? Was it Chanji? Right, Chanji, can you share the code somewhere? So that someone can pick up that code.
I uploaded on the Reddit. Everything.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Why doesn't someone pick up the code, and then we'll run with that. Okay. And I just want to have a quick read through it. Well, let's all quickly read through it to remember what it does and where we're going with that. And then what we'll do is, and while you're pulling up the code, let me also try and think about what we were doing. Okay. So give me a sec. And you guys should feel free to carry on a conversation of your own, pull up the code. And what we're trying to do, team class, and then there were players ordered, and they all had names, and we assigned names to them. Okay, so what we can do today is build a toString for, we can build a toString because that's going to be useful. Yeah, we'll build a toString because that's going to be useful for various things we do with the team. And then we'll start building, and then we'll start building a game class that will use a team. They'll use a team. And then maybe, and I think I like this because it showcases a way in which a project can grow organically by starting out with just a main or a shell of a program. If you remember, like 2 classes ago, how this whole thing started, it was like a couple of lines of code that one of you wrote, yes, on screen, and then it slowly started growing, and organically we started filling in the pieces that we needed and brought in display with effect somewhere else. Yeah, so if any of you who are missing out on pieces of this and not clear, you can feel free to ask and say, can you clarify that? Or you can feel free to reach out to other people in your class. I don't know if you guys are having a Discord channel or some place where you guys get together. It sure as hell isn't the STEM Center. I know, right? So I really, really hope that you guys are getting together to talk about these issues, right? So set up a channel on Discord. In previous quarters, students had Discord channels where they were talking and messaging each other, helping each other out. Well, ideally, you should help each other out on Reddit, okay? Because if you help each other out on the Discord channel, it'll die with this quarter, right? At the end of the quarter, that's gone. Right? And if you said something really, really nice in the Discord channel, that's gone too. But if you said something really, really nice in your Reddit post, okay, and later on you decided to apply to some job, right? And you didn't even know that person happened to see your remark on Reddit because it was so popular, helped so many people, right? And say, hey, that is that person. Okay, we want them, right? So that is the way. It's not, and you don't want to go and say, hey, I've done this, I'll do more of this, right? But that, this is the way. Don't bury your good stuff in places where people don't see, right? Good stuff is for everybody to enjoy. So don't bury it. And that is my request to you, but you don't obviously have to heed it. But I say, but at the very least, you should have private discussion channels. But it doesn't have to be private. I can be invited, or whether I'm there or not, doesn't matter. But at the very least, you guys should be talking. As programmers, you should get into the habit of huddling together to talk, have programmer talk, geek talk, right? Geek talk, nerd talk, that's okay. Who cares? It's funny things. Have cool, write little nuggets, or showcase fun programs and saying, hey, I tried this for class. What do you think? What can I do? All these things are cool, right? And obviously, anything really, really nice and valuable to say, just make it more. It's not immortal, but certainly have a longer life on Reddit than on the Discord channel. Yeah, and more people will be helped, I think. All right, so that's what we'll do. And then what we'll do is, what was the whole point of this game? Let me think back. Okay, so we have a team with ordered players. So it has a pecking order already determined. And then, but that's private. And then the manager is given just a list of players. Okay, so the game should be called a team manager selector, okay, or something like that. Okay, team manager selection game or something like that. Okay, a coach selection game. We'll come up with some name, right? You guys think, right? and that coach is going to get given the team, except the only public-facing method of the team is going to be give me the list of players. Okay, and the list of players is not going to be the ordered list. It's going to be a shuffled list. Okay, and then the manager has the list of players but doesn't know the pecking order of that list. They know, oh, these are the players in that group. Okay, now the manager has to figure out who's the best player and who's the weakest player, and internally they have to create this order in their mind. Okay, and they do that by saying, okay, this is my shuffled list. Okay, I'm going to first of all ask the team, is this shuffle list the same as your secret golden list? Okay, and the team is allowed to say only one thing. Okay, in fact, the team is, it was two things. Okay, two things. This team can say two things. Okay, say, is your shuffle list the same? Yes or no? Okay, Boolean. It can say that. The other thing the team can say is that given two players, right? The first thing is given an entire list. It'll say whether the list is the same as the reference, the Oracle, the Oracle list. Is everybody okay with this so far? Okay, what we want to do is the team player, the team has two public-facing methods. One method, we'll write it, right? We'll write it, and I think I have it clearly enough in my mind to explain it better when I'm writing it, rather than doing hand-wavy explanations all through. Someone please pick up the screen and then open up an editor or VS Code or something like that. Okay, and then we'll do the. Why is nobody picking up the screen? Okay, so then I'll have to call out people and make you suffer the embarrassment of saying no. Okay, so
I could volunteer, but I coded last class, so.
Okay, so at least we have a backup. Okay, so Chris is kindly offering to be a backup. Chani also, I think, is a backup, right? Because you coded 2 classes. Yes, okay. So we have 2 backups. Anybody else wants to go? Hey, Yurei, you've never. Have you taken the screen recently?
Not recently.
All right. Are you comfortable driving at the speed? Not like super fast, but we'll also
go I'm a little bit behind. I don't know if that's a problem.
Are you okay with typing, as we call?
Yeah, typing I'm fine.
Typing, okay, and formatting and all? Okay, good. All right. You have a decent internet connection?
I think so.
Okay, all right. Why don't you take the screen? And then what we want to do is, Chanyi, would you be able to walk Yurei through the process of getting your code into his? Are you going to use VS Code or Replete or something, or one of these?
I use Xcode.
Oh, Xcode. You want to use Xcode?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Hey, Chanyi. So in that case, what you do is you want to send the whole project over, Xcode project over to him. Do you know how to do that? All right. Right.
Let me try.
You have to zip up that entire folder and send it to him, and in Zoom, and then he can unzip it in the projects folder, and there it is.
Okay.
Do you know how to get to the entire folder? Just look at the file in Finder, and then go one level up and then just right click and compress, and then drag the zip file into your chat window, and he'll get it.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah, I just zipped it.
Okay, just drop it into the chat, and then Uray can pick it up. Hey, Uray, just pick it up and unzip it in your project Xcode projects folder. And then you'll find a file, I think, called .vscode. No, wait, I think it's .xcode, right? You'll find a file called .xcode in there somewhere. Okay, if you click it, the project will just open up. And also share your screen.
Is that one correct? Can you open it?
Yeah, I can.
Hey, John, if I remember correctly, did we forget? Did we complete it? Not complete it. Did we get it in a workable state in the end?
Yes.
Oh. Anyway, so you got to share your screen. Anyway, so it's still not your screen.
Yeah, I'm still trying to open the file.
Isaiah, are you there?
Okay.
Isaiah? Jacqueline, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay, Isaiah's here. Maxim, are you here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, all right, good. Great. Oh, you got the old Xcode, I guess. I don't know. This is my theme anyway. But I actually liked John Lee's theme. All right. Oh, I see. So this is basically team test. All right, great. Okay, now let's look at the team class again. Where's your? No. Wait a sec. Where's your? This is not your file. Is this the only thing we wrote? That's not the only thing we wrote. Where's the project? Where's the team class? Where's the .h file? Where's the .cpp file? There's only main.cpp.
How do I copy it in?
Did you get a zip an entire zip folder?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
is that the only thing in the zip folder?
file.
No, because I also downloaded a zip file. There was the main dots. I think the main.cpp, the zip or the header, and the.
All right, let's do this. Okay, don't mess up anymore. Just do what I say. All right. So just right click on CS2A. Dismiss all that.
Okay.
Create a brand new project called what should we call this? Manage a team game. Oh yeah, I don't know. Team game. I'll call it team game. Just call it team game for now. All right. Team game. Uppercase T, uppercase G, right? Because it's going to be a class. Yeah. Team game. No. One word. Let's, because yeah, Xcode names these files the same as the. All right. Enter. All right. Now drag your main.cpp and put it there. Delete this main.cpp and drag the other one in there. Yeah, put that one in team game. Put main.
This one?
Yeah, put that one inside of team game. Right now, create two more files right there. Say a new class and new H file. Right. Right click on test game. Yeah. New file. A header file. Yeah, and then call that team.h. So here's how you would we would leverage past work we've done. Sometimes, right? Many times it's as simple as just zipping up one folder and grabbing it, like we tried to do. But many times that's not the case. What we do is do what we're doing now, which is create the class and then copy and paste code from multiple projects. Because sometimes even entire files are not relevant. maybe you have a graph algorithms file which has got like 10 or 15 algorithms in there, and you want to, and a certain project you're working on only uses 2 of those graph algorithms, right? So instead of linking the entire thing, you may say, well, I just want those 2, and it's not even I just want the algorithm, not the function call. So you'll get to do all these things, right? And you'll recognize. All right, now go to the one that Chanyi sent and just put it in there. Yeah, Command A, copy and paste it in here. Oh, you're creating a brand new one? What's going on?
Oh, doing it. We have 2 files. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, you want to create the H file and the CPP file. Yes, just like that.
Which one should I choose?
No, did we do the H file already? Oh, we got, is team.h correct? Team.h correct? That's, oh, I see, good. All right, now we want the CPP file, just like that. Thank you. All right, just create team.cpp, new file, yeah, team.cpp.
This one.
C++, yeah. Right, yeah. And then team.cpp, and uncheck the also create header file, because otherwise it'll create this .h, which we already did by hand. Is everybody following along? I think it's pretty much the same sequence of steps, whether you do it in VS Code or anything, right? We're just using Xcode, it's all the same. All right, now get the one that Chanyi sent and put it there. You can delete all this and get the one that Chanyi sent. Sometimes it's a lot easier than copying the file over. Yeah, Command A and copy. Yeah. Oh, well, how did you do it last time without copying? I forget. Oh, you just drag the file over. Oh, okay. Did it create an actual file, or did it create a, I thought about doing that, but I was worried that if I did that, it would just create a reference and not an actual copy of the file. And then if it's a reference and I accidentally delete the original and then the reference is broken, because that happens with Xcode, right? Certainly happens a lot with Visual Studio, I think. Anyway, all right. So we have these now. Let's look at team. What's the constructor for team? All right, so here's a constructor, and what the constructor does is set the default size. We want the constructor to do 3 things, right? So select a size and then assign names. Has it assigned names? Right. So in the constructor, on the second line of the constructor, on line 8, go to the end of line 8. End of line 8, and yeah, hit enter one more time. Right now we've gotten away from the easy out. The first check is the easy out. Right now we're doing in the meat of the constructor. So here's where we're going to do the real constructor. So the first thing we do is say a comment, a double / comment, set player names. Okay, now go to your main and copy that and put it here. Right, cut it from your main and put it here. It's because in main, we were just testing it out, right? You copy the loop. No, not the whole thing. Oh, wait, one sec. Okay, here's what we'll do. Okay, here's what we're going to do. And someone can tell me the reason for this, or I can tell you the reason if asked. Okay, here's what we're going to do. In your constructor, go to your main. Go to your main again. Copy just the for loop where you assign the name, right? The line 16. No, not there. 16 to 18. Copy that. Yeah, cut it. Command X.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right. Now we'll put the declaration in there later. Now, what was it called? What we cut? Yeah, put it inside the constructor. Yeah, paste it there. Now you can get rid of the braces. You don't need the braces, right? It's just one line, and then it's not cout anymore. Instead of cout, what you're going to do is assign it to sorted players of I. So get rid of everything from the left shift onwards. Yeah, and also the left shift, right? Left shift there. Get rid of the left shift also. The 2 less than signs. Yeah, indent in. Tab. All right. Now we want to get rid of the less than also for now, right? Because we don't want to output anything now. What we want to do is just set the name. So you say underscore. No, not underscore. Underscore sorted players. Yeah, underscore sorted underscore players. Underscore sorted underscore players. Underscore players. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't see clearly. All right. I wasn't looking there. Right. Square bracket. I. Square bracket I. Square bracket. No, square bracket.
The same button, don't you shift?
I'm sorry, what is it? Shift? Yeah, he's hitting the shift. Don't hit the
Well,
shift.
yeah, instead of curly braces, just don't use shift. There you go.
No, but you have a, yeah, okay. Great. I. Yeah, okay. Equals. Now, and then get rid of the standard endl and all that stuff, right? Get rid of all that. And also, we'll just say name length. Instead of 4, say uppercase name underscore length. Okay, uppercase name underscore length, and we'll define that as a static constant in the name in the class. Okay, see, we're actually building this out organically, slowly as we go along. Not like there are some design. I don't design like this. Okay, I don't design that way. I design like this. You're basically doing it the way I do, right? So maybe that's not the way that other people do it. So what some people do is on a piece of paper, they'll get all the nits and nitty-gritty details down first, right? Before doing anything at all. So they'll get everything, including this constant. Okay, well, I don't want to use 4 at all. I want to use this constant there, and so on. They'll get everything done and then sit down to code. That's one way of doing this. So it all depends on how much you're comfortable fleshing out in your mind before you sit down to code, right? No one way is better than the other. This person cannot say that person is worse because they jump to coding too fast, right? But there is such a thing as jumping to coding too fast and jumping to coding too slow, right? So you got to find that sweet spot, and it'll take a lot of years before you find that sweet spot. So what I finally settled down on, I think, I don't know, I hope I'm not oscillating still, is to say that I'm not going to define everything. I need to get a clear enough idea of where I need to go, right? I need to get the endpoint. If you don't have the endpoint, you're basically totally screwed at that point, right? So you say, that's where I want to go. Once I know where I want to go, I don't need to chart out every single point, right? Because if I know where I want to go, and then I'm not going to even start until I figure out every single step of the way, maybe by the time I figure out step 7, my step 1 has changed. And so I'm in analysis paralysis there, because I'm always changing things. I'm never, ever getting to where I want. Whereas if, I can get there to step 7 and then figure out what comes after that, then I don't have to worry about steps 1 to 7 anymore, right? So that is what I mean by lazy outs. So in fact, this whole design paradigm, I think, is called a lazy out design paradigm, meaning that, if you know the end point, just keep marching towards it. As long as you don't make any missteps, you're good. So that means you won't be locked into one way and be totally broken if you lose that way. So what we want to do is, if you're going in the right direction, keep going. So what we want is default team size. Great. Okay, now let's go to your class, team.h, and say static size t const default team size equals 4. For now, we'll do 4. Okay. You can, as you know, we've already done this, and there's lots of scope for improvement here, right? Because now you can also play around and say, we're going to give the team user an option to change the length of the name. Right? It's not a constant anymore. It can be anything between 4 and 7, right? So all those things you can do. Did you do that? Team size? Oh, no, 5. Hey, you're right. Yeah, 5 is hard to pronounce, right? 4 is easier. Let's leave it at 4 right now. Oh, I'm looking at team size. What is it? Name size. Default name size. Default name size 4. Void static const t. Static const t under the on line 17. Hit enter on line 17. Hit enter on line 17. Yeah, enter. Yeah. Static const size t. Default name size equals 4. Yeah, okay. Name size equals 4. That's fine. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Chanyi?
Yeah, may I ask where is that name max comes from that we typed in the team.cpp before?
Go back to your team.cpp. Hang on.
That name max. I think we didn't use it.
Where is it? Oh, no, it's not name max. What is it? Hey, what did you call it? Name size. Name size, yeah.
I see.
Does that answer your question?
Yes. Thank you.
All right. All right. Now indented in by 4 spaces. Indented by 4 spaces.
That's fine.
Yeah, 4 spaces. Right. Now we're going to do one more thing. Okay. And we talked about this before, and we built what is needed for it also before. This is really cool. And I think we had an extended discussion about it, and we're not going to have it again. Right. Now, this has the risk. What is the risk? The risk is that 2 players in the game will have the same name. It's unlikely, but it's possible. So we want to avoid that. We can avoid that in two ways. We talked about this. One is by repeatedly calling in a loop, right, which has no guarantee of completion. The other is by saying we'll make a deterministic change that is guaranteed to be different. That's what we're going to do, right? So before, at the end of line 11, hit enter one more time. Hit enter one more time, right? Or indent in 4 spaces, tab, right? Now you're going to say if. Oh no! The first thing we want to do, open a curly brace after the for statement, right? On the previous line, open a curly brace. Okay, right. All right. Great, excellent. Now on the first line before the if, what we want to do is a string new name. Oh, string name equals team colon set musical names. What is it? Is this set musical names? We have a function called set musical names? I think it was, did we have a function called get musical name? Did we ever have a function called get musical name? Sorry. Did we ever write a function called get musical name?
It's called make musical name.
All right, just call it make musical name, right? Don't say set musical name. Because we're in a loop and we're setting each one to a new musical name, yes? And I want to see that function. Where is it? I don't remember seeing it. Where is this function?
It's in team CPP. It's declared as an underscore, as a private.
Oh, make musical, and it's static. Okay, and it's at the very end. Okay, great. Okay, great. I saw it now. Thank you so much. Okay, so team CPP, make musical names, and it's underscore. It starts with underscore, and it's not plural. It's singular, right? String. Yeah. No. Copy the line. Copy everything. Copy everything on line from team onwards. From team onwards on line 14. From on line 14, starting at yeah. I copy everything. Put it on the previous line after the equals. And then it's not now name equals, not sorted players of I equals, name equals, right? And you'll know why we're making these changes. I'm not explaining why we're making these changes, so it may look cryptic right now, but you'll know exactly. Name, not name of I, name equals, just name, string name equals, string space name equals, not name of I, name equals. Yeah, okay. On the next line, you're going to say if space, open parentheses. Now we want to call a static private utility method in my team class, in our team class here. Sorry, I shouldn't say mine. You wrote it, right? In our team class, we're going to call the static utility method called vector contains, right? So you're going to say team : vector contains, right? We can eventually you can split it up into multiple files calling team utilities : and so on. We'll just say team : okay, team : in fact, no, uppercase team.
And Professor, I think we used the non-syllables instead of name size. Is that the same variables? We also didn't use the name size.
Where did we not use name size? We are using name size right here, right? In this loop, string name equals team : make musical. No, it's not plural, by the way. It's singular. Make musical name. I think that's what it's called, right? Go to the end, the bottom of this file, it has the actual function is there. What is it called?
Yeah, it's
not that. Underscore make musical name. Yeah. Okay.
But
and non-syllable. That's a parameter. So go up to the, where you call it? It's not plural. See, is you got, oh, name, team, sorry, not there. String name equals, where do you have string name equals? Make musical name. So that looks good to me, Chanyi. What is the problem with that?
I mean, we didn't use the name underscore size. We're
passing it as a parameter. We're passing name size as a parameter.
But we didn't declare this new name. Oh, I see. We set up.
It's a static const. It's a static constant.
That's why I put default in front, so that's why.
Yeah. It's a static constant defined in this file. We've got to get used to it because things will be getting defined in multiple files. But we'll get very good at recognizing where it should come from, because that's really the challenge, isn't it? Most people say, oh, programming is a headache, because when they see something that's not familiar, immediately what strikes a chord in their mind is the amount of work involved in finding out what it's about, right? Oh, I got to look in like 15 files now or do some crazy thing to find out what it is, right? Because it's not that they doubt their ability to find out what it is, but the work involved in finding out what it is kind of tiring. And when you see a lot of unknown things, you say it's too tiring for me to figure out because I got to go. So that's why we'll get really good So as soon as we see a variable, that work will become invisible to us. We'll say, oh no, I don't have to look through all of this to find out what this means. That based on the convention I'm used to, which is uppercase first letter and so on, it's a .h. I need to look at that .h file and it knows what it is. In fact, I don't even need to look there. It's the same. So it must be the master class, right? So how is that? So all of that happens in a microsecond versus looking up another file and searching in there. So, but we got to get good at that, and the only way to good at it is to repeatedly feel the pain until it just vanishes into the background, right? We are experts at making things vanish into the background. What's the best thing to make vanish into the background? Pain, right? So, all right. So there we go. Size name equals, yeah, okay. So if so, what we want to do is team double colon vector contains. We'll just say vector contains, right? So we'll just say. In fact, let's just say contains, team colon contains, just say team colon contains, right? We don't have to do, it's going to be a special method specific to team colon contains, right? And square bracket name. I'm parentheses name. After contains, name. What is it? Name. Right? So which means we're saying if this name is already contained in the team, we're going to do something different, okay? On the next line, you're going to say name equals name plus 2 underscore string 2. This is a library method, okay? 2 underscore string to underscore string. Is it? Can you put some spaces around the plus? It's hard for me to read. Is it one word or? Okay, it's a name plus 2. Okay, so put a parentheses after the string. Is everybody following along? Because I just had a little bit of difficulty looking at the code or finding out exactly where I left. Is everybody okay with this so far? Okay, you guys got to tell me. All right, toString I within parentheses. Yeah, semicolon after that. Okay, now sorted players of I just equals name. On the next line, yeah, get rid of all of that, equals name. And that is a loop. Now that sets all the player names and guarantees that they're all different. Now, is everybody okay with this or not? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Excellent. All right. I realized as I was saying that there's actually a very small design bug, very small. Even if you'll only notice it if I tell you, right? There's a very small design bug in what we chose to do. Maybe should tell you because it's basically just experience for product design down the line, right? The design bug here is that in the game, in the playing experience of this game, right? Because of the way we have chosen to disambiguate 2 people with the same name, Bob and Bob Zero, right? If you ever get a team which has 2 players with the same name, Bob and Bob Zero, you know for sure that at least one comparison you don't have to do. Bob Zero must have come after Bob, right? So you don't have to compare them against each other. You know that Bob Zero is worse than Bob, right? So a higher number Bobs are worse than lower number Bobs. So a really, really lucky guy will actually get names Bob 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Now win this game. The pecking order is given to you right in their names. So how lucky are we if everybody we see in life comes with a pecking order that's basically tattooed on their forehead? Right? So, and the fact that they don't have picking orders tattooed on their forehead basically means that there is no such order. And we basically just change this every single time we talk to a person. All right, good. I think, anyway, so, yeah, great, excellent. So we've done that. And resize should go after, resize should go right at the top. Because as soon as the constructor is called, the sorted players.resize, which is on line 19, should basically go right to the top, right? That's the first thing it should do. Actually, no, don't. Here's the easy way. John, you got used to this. Triple click and hit Control X, Command X. Okay, one more backspace to get rid of that. I was afraid. One more backspace. Hit one more backspace. No, backspace. Backspace, delete key. Hit the delete key one more time. Okay. Right, bring it back to the margin. Okay. All right. So I was afraid that would happen. I thought it would go directly up. Okay. Now put that resize thing right at the top. Now after setting size, after size, line 8. Yeah, enter one more time. Oh, you can put it there. That's good. That's good.
Okay.
That's good. Now, what this has done is let's put a comment on top of the constructor, telling people what this constructor does or what we intend it to do, which is very clear by looking at the code, right? So go to the top of or go to the beginning of the team line, line 5, hit enter. Okay, now 2 forward slashes, and then we'll tell people what the constructor does. So the constructor will resize the team to the requested size. Assign random unique names.
Can you repeat it again? Resize what?
Oh, resize the sorted players list. Resize the sorted players list to the requested size. Cookie one man, okay. I'll just leave it out here for him because I think he's new. He doesn't see. Right? Are you guys waiting for me? Yeah. So fill in the comment, right? So this is just comments, right? I shouldn't have to spell out the entire comments. The other people should also chime in. The constructor will here's what I'm trying to say. The constructor will everything what we do here. We just need to say the constructor will resize the sorted players list to the requested size. Also assign names to the players and determine their implicit ordering. That's all, right? Determine their implicit ordering. Is it done? Just let me know if you're done, okay? I don't want you to be waiting on me. I'm basically just taking a moment off here and there because I think that you guys are waiting for me. Okay. All right. Here. Besides, it's cold today. I don't want to leave the door open. Okay. Are you done? Why are you done or?
Yeah.
Oh, so you should call out to me or someone should, right? So that's why I'm maybe I don't feel so comfortable stepping away from the screen because I can only feel comfortable stepping away from the screen if someone can yank me back, right? If you think that, oh, as a professor, I can't call a professor, then this class is not for you. Okay, we're all friends. We're just coding this together. The only reason you're coding is because I've basically, injured my wrist and I can't type so fast right now. Okay, you guys are typing a whole lot faster than I can right now. I tell you that. So that's kind of cool. So no matter how slow you go, you're still faster than me. All right. So I should be grateful. But you should call me back. Call me back. Okay. Is everybody okay with this? Hey, you're right. Break this up into 2 lines. The comment, right? Your comment is too long and it wraps around and looks ugly, right? Go after requested, and hit enter. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So there is a format of commenting called I don't know, Doxygen or Java Doc style of commenting. I think which Xcode automatically picks up and says, oh, that's a comment for this constructor and so on. You can figure that out on your own later, okay? So right now we're just commenting for humans, not for the machine. All right, so good. So that's done. Is everybody okay with what the constructor does so far?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to define, the contains. Do we have a contains method? Do we have a contains method in the team class?
No.
All right.
We have a vector contains and it returns a Boolean and it should return a.
Oh, we have vector contains. All right, here's what we'll do. All right, turn that vector, get rid of the vector underscore in the vector contains, right? And then make that contains also where you call contains. I think it should be underscore contains. Where you call contains, make that team colon underscore contains. It's going to be a private method, private static method. Okay, put an underscore there. Okay, now go back to that method. Contains, team contains. Yeah, get rid of the vector. Right, and then get rid of the first parameter, the const vector, right? And it's just going to give the player name of the one parameter. Yeah, click on const, get rid of everything. The first parameter gone.
Okay. Should I delete all
No,
of
no,
it?
second, but that's the second parameter. The first parameter only. All players, right? Get rid of all everything up to all players.
Okay.
That's gone. Okay, team colon. Oh, it's a static method. Command Z, put it back. I'm sorry. It is a static method. It doesn't have the object. No, it is not a static method. It's going to be a private utility
it
method.
is
That's good. That's
it
good.
is a static.
I'm so sorry. I'm just half-ass thinking here. Okay, get rid of that as you had before. That's fine. It's not a static method. We're just going to make it a private utility method. Okay, string player name, bam, bam, bam. Okay, and I think all players. It's not called all players. What is it called? Sorted players. Sorted players. I think it's called sorted players. Don't call it all players. Call it sorted players. Not there. Not there. No, up. In contains. In contains. Double click on all players. Double click on all players. Yeah, double click and type in underscore sorted underscore players. I think that's the name of the array, isn't it?
Yeah, it is underscore sorted.
Okay, now no, wait, don't. Yeah, when you scroll away, we create a lot of work because then finding the exact place where we need to come back to takes a few milliseconds more. Okay, now just double click on sorted players. Double click on sorted players. Okay, now hit Command C. Command C. Did you hit Command C?
Yes.
Okay, now double click on the other all players underneath. Yeah, double click. Now Command V. Okay, now you see how it's the same as refactoring, but we knew that the scope was restricted to that loop. It's a whole lot faster doing it this way. You can do this in like a few milliseconds. Like double click, Command C, Command V, double click. It's like music, like a piano. Bam, 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 right? So it's double click. Yeah. Right, and you get it done, and you'll just get into the swing of it, and then this will just happen. If you scroll away, you're screwed. It's SCR, right? Okay, good. All right, so the triple click on line 33. Triple click on line 33. Okay, now go to your header file. Go to your header file. All right, now what we want to do is under the private section, we have some methods, right? Under make music underscore make musical name. Yeah, hit enter after make musical name. And paste what you have.
Should I copy?
No,
these?
just no, you already did that. Go back to that file. Just paste there. Command V. Oh, you didn't Command C? You didn't copy that? I'm sorry, Hooray. You were telling me before the right thing. All right, copy it. Copy that line. Triple click and copy. You were telling me that. All right, now get rid of team double colon. Yeah, team double colon. Right, and now that is a signature we want. Yes. And then this should also be a const method. So put a space const after the before the semicolon. Before the semicolon, space const.
Yeah.
Space const const, and then the string. I think you need to change it to standard colon string. Yeah. Double colon string. Great. Okay. Now, yeah, clean up that blank line. I think you can do this or not as you like. I think that the set and set player names and make musical name, they should come after contains, right? Contains belong closer to constructors and things like that. It's up to you. All right. Yeah. All right. Great. Okay. Now, is everybody okay with what we've done so far? We're just taking one small step at a time. Okay. We just took. Now go back to your constructor, and you'll see that everything should look right. Okay, it should look right, meaning that in the constructor we're calling contains and we're making a new name and setting it. Now at the end of this, when I finish my constructor call, it should have two things. It should have a sorted list of players, and everyone should have a unique name. Are we good so far? 2 thumbs up so far. Yeah. Good. All right. Well, I got 1 thumb up from you, right? All right. Good. All right. Now, what we want to do is we're going to create a new utility method. Let's call this in your team.h. Go to your team.h, and let's print after your. Why is this vector? We don't need vector contains anymore. Get rid of vector contains. That line on line 28. Right, because that's what we turned into your contains method. Yes. So triple click on the line and get rid of it. Triple click and delete. Okay, so that's gone. Right. After you set the size, when you set the size, does your setting your size also set the names? I want to make sure. Go back to your header file, into your CPP file, where we want to check set size. What does it do? No, it just sets the size. Okay, all right. We never actually set the size. let's get rid of it. Let's not have a setter, because I think it'll introduce scope for problems later. Just delete the setter in the signature as well as here. So this is also a good example where you have a class which doesn't have a setter, because sometimes you don't want people to directly set things. You can only do things to the constructor. Yeah. So here's an example. We've run into this. And the reason I said get rid of the setter is because what happens if you have a name, if you call the constructor with 6 members, and then someone came along and resized it to 8, right? And then only the first 6 have been given names in the constructor. The setter doesn't give names, right? Just resizes the vector. And then it creates all kinds of problems, and you do the rest of the things, and some unexpected things will happen. Get rid of the setter. Yeah. Yeah. Now, if someone wants, they implement the setter the right way. They have to implement everything. All right, good. So team size, set musical names, and then you have the contains. Now we want to do after set musical names, hit enter. Do we have set musical names? I don't think we have that method either, right? We only have make musical name, and that's a private method. Get rid of that line too. We don't need those 2.
Try to delete this one.
You can get rid of it. It's all recorded anyway. You can also get rid of the body of the method. I think in CPP, in the CPP file, you can get rid of it. We're cleaning up, right? It's the smaller the files we work with, better. No, not that one. No, not that. What did we get rid of? Was it this one? Yeah. I think it was this one. Yeah, get rid of it. We don't need this, right? Because all of this we already embodied into our constructor. All right, now go back to your header file. What the method that we want to implement is toString. All right, so here we say standard : toString, standard : string. It returns a string, right? Standard : string. And the method is going to be called toString, right? Space toString, and then open close, and it's a const method. So you tag it with const and semicolon after that. Space const and semicolon. So this is a method we're going to run, write. This method, when invoked, is going to return a string representation of all the players. Everybody okay with this so far?
Professor, I'm kind of lost here. Why did we delete the set player names when we delete the set size in the header file?
Because we don't need either of those. We're not using them. And the reason we got rid of set player names is because we don't want people to come and set player names. Yeah, we're not using that. We're not calling set player names anymore. Is there a place we see in any of the files where we call set player names? Forget about main, right? Main is, we just wrote main to test things, right? Forget about main. In other places, can you see a place where we call set player names, or we have a need to call set player names? If you do, let me know and we can put it back. Yes? So I took it out because I couldn't see anywhere we are using it.
I see.
Okay, all right, good. All right, now this is a method we're going to write. So let's go back to your CPP file and then create this method. So you say after contains. No, we're going to do the public section, right? So these are all the private methods. We want to do the public further down, right? What set musical names? Where does the method come from? Set musical names. What is set musical names? This looks funky. Get rid of it. I don't think this method was even there. I don't think this was declared in the header file. Was there a function called set musical names in the header file? I don't think so. All right. Now put 2 forward slashes and put a line of hyphens.
It is declared in the header files. /
This is not the header file, the CPP file. That's fine.
Oh.
Yeah, and then put a line of hyphens. Yeah, a line of and lots of hyphens. I just want some demarcation first, and then space and say public methods. Now we're going to do public methods underneath, right? So, and public methods. Yeah, and then space and lots more hyphens. I believe the constructor is up there somewhere in the private part, right? So remove the too many. It's unbalanced. No, never mind. You can clean that up later. Bring the constructor from the private part in under this thing here. Including comment, don't forget the comment. Okay, great. Put it in the private part. Right? Yeah, paste it there. Great. Okay, now we want to do the toString right here. It's because the toString is part of private. Now you see how you're structuring the file to make it easier for us downstream. And this is how you would be doing your other projects too, pet.cpp and quest number 6 and 7. You start off with one file and split it up, unless, you know, we've already given you the scaffolding in the quest spec, that's fine. But when you do your own project, you start off with something simple and you slowly break it up. The difficulty is when you try and break it up after it's gotten too big, then it's hard. Or you try and break it up when it's too small, that's hard too. So you got to get to a size when it's ready to break up. So, all right, good. All right, now let's do enter a couple of times. Enter a couple of times. Yeah, and then team : and it's got to be uppercase. Yeah. Oh, why is this? See, you know, Turkey was for him it was autocorrecting. Even if you type TEM lowercase, it automatically made it uppercase. All right, team : toString. I think we called it toString. Yes. And then it had a return type of string, which you need to put right at the beginning. Right at the beginning of line 75, you say it returns a string, right? So at the beginning, very beginning, I'm sorry. Yeah, toString is fine. Let's complete this. All right, toString, open, close, and then it has to say const at the end, const, and a space and a curly brace. Enter. Okay, that's the body is going to be there, but the function returns a string. So put put string, put the word string at the beginning of line 75. Thank you so much. All right, great. Now this function is going to take that team object that we have, make a string out of it, and return it as a string. Is everybody okay with this? This is very critically important because lots of students in CS2B and CS2C, and I maybe it wasn't deliberate really, but in 2B, I had everybody write a toString function, and then the toString was one of the last words to be got. And then we had a really cool STEM tutor. Unfortunately, he's this quarter, last couple of quarters, he's not been in the STEM Center, Paul Hader, okay? And in fact, he had a lot of input, which shaped many of the quests that you'll be working on in CS2B, right? Right, yeah, he was the one who gave me the feedback that said, you know, he's in the STEM Center, he's helping students. And he told me, you know, I see a lot of students and they're all working on toString at the very end of their quest. Here's what I found. I think it'd be a whole lot better if you have them working on toString at the beginning, right? And he told me that, and then after that, I tried to change all the quests around to either make toString optional or make them do it at the beginning. Now, toString is optional. If it's optional, many people don't even do it, right? But if it's optional, the other thing you can do is I can do it right in the beginning. I'm not going to get any points for, oh, well, you know, so optional, like I do it in the beginning. And if you do it in the beginning, you will see that your development time has been cut down by 90%. All right, so it is extra work. It is extra work, especially if this is a simple object, right? Because it's a vector, we iterate and print it. But if you have a graph or something like that, and you need to print it out, you write toString for that, and say, well, I'm going to print it out and postpone it. I have these other things before I get the password, right? And I say, I'm going to work this, you know, do these and do this, and then they'll spend many hours, right, trying to get the password, and then finally do the toString for 5 more points, right? Someone else will say, you know, I'm going to do the toString first. Because even though it's optional, even though it's not required for the password, I'm going to do it first. And then they won't spend 10 hours. They'll finish the quest in like 1 hour because they have the power of toString. So that is why, and the really, if you think about it, right? toString is really your eyes in an object which has got private parts in it. You can't see. So you're really shooting in the dark without a toString, right? And you're hoping that one of them will hit the mark. So the first thing to do when you get into a room is to switch on the light, right? So when you're going to develop a class, switching on the light is the same as developing the toString for it. So write a toString, or you have to be confident, you know, in a debugger, you need to know exactly where to go to look at it, right? If you can't look at what you're solving, you can't solve it most of the time, right? You got to see. So that's what we're doing here. toString is going to be the very first thing we do, and everything else we do will just fall into place after this, as you can see, right? As you will be able to see, right? toString, the first thing we're going to do is create the string, which we're going to return. So let's say string space str, string space str, right? It equals double quote within, you know, double quote, right? 2 double quotes. So basically starting off with an empty string. Yeah, two double quotes. Yeah, semicolon. Right now, on the next line, you can say string plus equals string plus equals, and you can say ordered list of players within quotes, right? Ordered list of, within quotes, you say ordered list of players, colon, ordered list of players, or ordered list of players. Ordered. Yeah, and then make the first one uppercase O, uppercase O. Not the, no, the first one, not that one. Yeah, yeah, uppercase O, and then put a colon after players and space, colon, colon and colon after this players. No, after, not before, right? After, put a colon, and then let's also put a new line after that, colon slash n, colon slash n, slash n, slash, no, for backslash, yeah, backslash. Okay, semicolon after that. Yeah, semicolon. Enter. Now what you want to do is just do a for loop, and in the for loop you're going to print I plus 1, right? Or in fact it's better than this. Yeah, for size t I equals 1, I is less than or equal to. This is another way of doing the for loop, right? And it's very useful to know, right? For I equals 1. And then I is less than or equal to underscore size. Okay, you have to remember, because there's going to be corner cases. Now this is very important, because we took the for loop, right? And now we're playing with a corner. Playing with corners is all you're going to be doing, right? We took the for loop and there's two corners, this side and this side. We're going to shift the end conditions of the for loop only at the corners. Everything in the middle is the same, right? Shifting by one position. If you shift it by 2, you're gone, right? So that's what we're doing. And you have to recognize that we're just shifting by 1. We went from 0 to 1, which means there we're going to go from n minus 1 to n, right? So that less than will become less than or equal to, and they're both identical transformations. Yeah, and we'll recognize that, right? Less than, and then I plus plus. I plus plus. Yeah, on the next line, and you say string plus equals. No, str. I'm sorry, str plus equals. And then you're going to say toString of I, toString underscore, no, the toString, what is it called? Yeah, parentheses I. Yeah, space. Oh, after the, yeah, plus. I think it's called sorted players of I, right? Sorted players of I. Oh no, you need a dot space after that. You put a dot space. Within quotes, you put a dot space plus dot within quotes. Open a quote. Yeah, dot space. Yeah, okay, and then put your sorted players of I. No, not there. This is the second thing that you're adding to the string. The third thing you add to the string is the name of the player. Everybody okay with what we're doing so far? Are we doing things very, very slowly or too slowly for some people? Just let me know, right? Because this is some speed I can work at, but I want to make sure that everybody is following along, right? We always do have to go at the lowest common denominator, right? And I think that will, because people who are fast will do it anyway. So they shouldn't have to do it in class. So we only want to be going for the slowest possible person, and I want the slowest possible person to chime in and say, yes, I'm good with this. Okay, not someone who's comfortable with it already, right? If nobody speaks, I'm going to assume 2 things, right? Everybody's comfortable with it, right? With the speed. Is everybody comfortable with the speed? Okay, and nobody's over comfortable, meaning nobody thinks that it's too fast, too slow. If anybody thinks it's too slow, this is a chance to tell me. Mark, you think it's too slow? Okay, all right, good. Let's try and go a little faster. Is it okay? Unless anybody has any objections, we'll go a little faster now. Is it okay?
I'm just thinking about the sorting function,
All right, good. All right, so just add sorted players of I. Sorted players of I. Plus. Right? Underscore sorted players. Underscore S and autocomplete. Yeah. So yeah, tab. Don't type the whole thing. Tab will just autocomplete for you. The first blue thing will complete, right? And then you say square bracket I. No, it won't be I anymore, because now you're going to less than or equal to, not less than, right? So you got to say I minus 1, right? Otherwise, you would have had to say I plus 1 on the other side. But I didn't do I plus 1 on the other side, because then you have to put it in parentheses, right? So these are the ways we get around these things. It's the same number of arithmetic operations, but this way it's cooler. Okay, is everybody okay with this? So that's my reasoning for why we structured in this particular way. All right, semicolon there. All right, semicolon. Oh no, you need a new line after that. All right, put a new line, add a new line also. So 4 things we add to each string at each line. Yeah, indent, and then add a new line at the very end. No, right after before the semicolon plus new line. Not there, not there. The previous, next line. Yeah, before the semicolon, add the new line also. Yeah, plus,
Okay.
space plus. No, space plus. No, I think we're going too fast. You're right. I think you're probably getting a little jittery there. Yes? Okay, all right. Let's not go so fast. Right, just take it easy, right? Take it easy, breathe. We don't have to hurry at all. We have a lot of time, right? And I'm willing to stick around until the end of the day if you need it. No, there's a meeting later, but I can stick around, okay? So let's just take it easy. Right? Right. Plus space, and then new line. Yeah, new line. Within quotes, you say /n. Within quotes. It has to be within quotes. Is everybody okay with this? Good. All right. And then at the end, enter, and then you just say return string. Okay. No, str. I'm sorry, str. Second time I made the same mistake, I think. Yes. All right. Now get rid of the blank line after that. Get rid of the blank line. Yeah, triple click delete. Okay, and then also put a blank line after line 76, right? Because the first one is more like a declaration and the rest of the body of the, right? Yeah, right. Now you see that the toString is basically stitching together the string and it's going to return it. Is everybody okay with this so far? Good, or yes or no? Good, okay. Now let's go back to our main and test out what we've built so far. Let's go back to our main, right? Now in main, all you're going to do is create a for loop of 5 teams, right? 5 teams, right? So right at the beginning of main, call srand once. Just call srand, right? Srand, right? Yeah, times 0. Thank you. We've done this so many times now that you can just do it with his eyes closed. That's cool, right? Enter. Okay, now do a for loop of 5 teams, right? So for no, one more blank line because now it's logic, right? One more blank line. Yeah, for size t I equals 0, I less than maybe 10 teams, right? 10. 0, I less than 10. I plus plus. All right. On the next line. By the way, the equals has a mismatch, unbalanced spaces. Okay. All right. On the next line, what you're going to do? Open braces. Let's have a body for this loop, right? Yeah. Okay. Now you say team space, team underscore test. No, what is it? No, team. Uppercase team. Uppercase team, and space team, lowercase team. Now this is a variable. All right. Team, open parentheses. Yeah. Now let's say this is going to be a team of 6 players. Okay. Say 6 semicolon at the end. Right. On the next line. Right. Now you're going to say C out, left shift, members, and within quotes you say members, players in team, space, or you can say uppercase team, right? Uppercase team. You're going to say team 1, team 2, and so on, right? Team, right? Yeah, and then left shift I+1 within left shift after that. No, get outside of the quotes. No, yeah, left shift. No, correct. Close the quotes, and space. Left shift. 2 less than. Yeah, space. And you're going to say two underscore string, I+1. Parentheses I+1. Yeah, I+1. Right? And then put a new line on that line. Oh no, on that line. On that. Oh, I put an endl on the line. Yeah.
No, so the STD in front of the cout.
No, because he's using namespace. Oh, he's not using. Oh, we'll get to that. Thank you, Chanyi. Right? No, you just use an endl right there. One sec, Chanyi, we'll get to you. Right? Yeah, endl. On the next line, you're going to say cout, left shift, space left shift. Right? You're going to say team square bracket. Oh, what is it? Yeah, team. The dot. Team dot. Not square bracket. Sorry. Team dot. It should autocomplete. Team dot. Why is it not autocompleting? Right. For now, we'll do it by hand. Okay. We'll see. We'll figure out why it's not autocomplete. Then 2 underscore string. and then open close, and then print a new line after that for good measure, right? And then flush it, yeah, double left shift and L, right? And then close the loop, and then get rid of line 22. We don't need that anymore, right? Get rid of line 22. Right, and remove the blank lines, before the return. Right now, why didn't it autocomplete team dot toString? Well, why does team not have the toString method in it? Let's go back to your header file. Go back to your header file. No, save your main. It's all, you know. It's save it. Command S. Command S. Command S. All right. Team.h. Team.h. You didn't save team.h. That's why. I think you have to get into the habit of saving. That's why if you keep saving, it'll autocomplete. I think Xcode doesn't autocomplete if you don't save it. All right, now go to your main. Just put a dot after the team. It should autocomplete with toString. I want to see. Oh yeah. Why is it not autocompleting? All right, put your toString back there. Let's go back to there's some issue there, right?
I don't think we declared it in the header yet. We didn't do it in the header, the toString.
Team.h. You have a toString right there, right? And that's your team.h. Go back to your main.cpp. Maybe we didn't include the right files. Did you include team.h? You do include team.h. Yeah, you use namespace. Use the namespace. Oh, I see. For standard, use namespace. Using namespace standard right at the top. Yeah, using namespace. And then get rid of vector contains. We're not using this anymore, right? We're using team contains. Right? Get rid of the entire function vector contains. Get rid of it. We only have main in there, right? Yeah, and get rid of that function. Triple click and get rid of the function. Get rid of the whole thing. Delete. No, the whole thing. The whole body. The whole thing can go. Yeah, we only have main in here. Get rid of it. Yeah, one more back. Yeah, one more. All right, good. Now, everybody okay? This should work, right? Now we try and get the autocomplete to work. Team dot. All right, put it back. We have to figure this out, guys. Okay, because I'm really concerned. Put it back. Go to your team.h. Go to your team.h. Save it. Get into the habit of saving. Save your main. All right. Go to your team.h. All right. String const. It's there. It's been declared.
It worked with me after I added the standard.
I'm sorry?
With me.
It worked?
No, like I added the standard tag for the string and the header file, and I saved it, and it worked as autocomplete.
Oh, by the way, you need string to string. No, everything looks good. So go back to your main. And does it compile? We'll run it. I don't know. Maybe it's just an Xcode issue, right? And team CPP looks good, right? Click on team CPP. Let's just take one quick look at it, and then we'll run it. Team CPP. Everything looks good. You should be able to run it. Command B, build it. No, don't run it. Just Command B will build it. Oh, you actually have a red error. Click on the error. There is an error on up. You see that red cross on the title bar in the title bar. Why is it saying build Eliza?
Oh yeah.
Hey, you know what? I think you didn't create a new project or something.
Okay.
See, that's why I was afraid. All right. Now you remember why I was afraid that you were dragging files and it'll create references. You remember the conversation we had? Stop for a sec. Stop for a sec here. You're right. Because I want to draw back your attention to something we did before, which unnecessarily many times, not just here, many times slows down product development. Okay, for unnecessary reasons, and that's because we take shortcuts and drag things and drop things without knowing what actually happens. And in Xcode, I've been bitten so badly by this before. That's why I tried to warn you. When you drag and drop things, it retains references to the original project. And when you try and build this, it's trying to build that other project. Do you understand? Now, I was here, fortunately, to recognize what the hell was going on. If not, this is the end of today for you if you're working on a quest. Yes or no? Because chances are you'll get stuck with this. You'll go to the STEM center. You'll get endlessly frustrated. STEM center tutors would not have probably encountered this issue. And they'll say, you know, I don't know what's going on. Try and debug this on your own. And you're probably going to give up your faith in C++. So I think initially it helps a great deal if we just do things really slowly. Doesn't matter. It's going to take slow. It's going to be slow, and it will be painstakingly slow sometimes. And you can see the end, and you say, "I'm going to slog towards it, even though I can see the end." That's fine, because the speeding should not be conscious. The speeding should be unconscious. And that's what happened. We spent a lot of time trying to figure out what the hell was going on, because it is retaining references to Eliza, which I could only see because I saw the title bar and I said, it just built Eliza.
Control a video device with your voice. You need to connect.
Alexa, stop. You know, when I said Eliza, it thought Alexa. Eliza, what's the time? Eliza.
5 a.m.
Hey, look at that. Okay, all right, good. All right, so hey, Alexa, stop. Fortunately, Hey Google is not responding to that. Okay, so that's good. Hey Google, are you not talking? All right, good.
I don't know.
All right, good. That's funny. All right, now let's do things the right way. Okay, just Command A in team.cpp. Command A in team.cpp. Right? Command X, kill it. Command X, kill it. All right. Now right click on team.cpp in here and just say remove, remove. Delete now. Yeah, that's move it to trash. Okay. Now, if you go back to Eliza and don't find the file, it's going to be in your trash. Remember that. Okay. Delete it to trash. Okay. Do the same thing with team.h also. No, create a brand new file called team.cpp. Create a brand new file called team.cpp without a header file. Yeah, team.cpp, call it team.cpp, yeah. And then paste your clipboard in here, okay? Don't link your other file or anything, right? Paste. Are we good so far? Okay, good, good. All right, now same thing with team.h. Command A, delete the file. Delete the file. Have you got it in your clipboard? Delete the file.
Yeah.
Delete the file. And create a brand new file and paste it in and save it. And the reason we discovered this was only because we tried to build it and it wasn't auto-completing and we started suspecting things, right? And you'll get better at suspecting these things with Xcode as you get more familiar with these things. Better file. Okay, save it. And let's do one more thing to verify, okay? Right click on the folder called team game, right click and show in Finder. Right click and show in Finder, show in Finder. I wanna see what it looks like. Oh, you're not sharing the Finder window? Is it possible for you to share the Finder window? Right, anyway, don't worry. I'll tell you what you need to see there. Don't share it, okay? In your Finder window, you should see the 3 files, .cpp files. Or if you don't see a file, you see a folder?
Yeah, I saw it.
You see a folder, but do you see a folder called .xcode or .xproj or something like that? Do you see a file? Do you see a file with the Xcode icon on it?
Yes, but it's not in the path.
It shouldn't be in the path. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Okay.
Yeah.
And you see this, and you see all 3 source files right there, or in a folder in there. Good. All right. So I just wanted to make sure that it's not a reference and things like that. Okay. And because it's sometimes the shortcut and things get crazy. Right now you should autocomplete. Right now, if you team dot and autocomplete, it'll autocomplete. I'm pretty sure. Geez. Okay. Well, let's not belabor this. Okay. Put it back. Build it. Build it. Put it back. Build it. Put it back. Build it. And then. And also, it thinks it's building Eliza for some reason. I think you opened the wrong project. Just save this project, get out of it. Save this project, get out of it. Quit. Command Q Xcode for a sec, and then click on the .xcode project file. Click on the project file and bring up this code again. This time we'll make sure that it's all the associations are all right. Yeah, most of the time, STEM Center students, based on data that we have so far, are not fighting programming knowledge, but they're fighting setup issues. Right, Xcode, Visual Studio. That's the feedback I get anyway from the tutors. They say that many of the students come here knowing what to do, but they're fighting with these issues because they've screwed up their settings and they don't know how to go back. And they're spending 2 hours and then they've run out of time and they go back. Right? Okay, now is it building okay? Is it building okay? Build it, build it. Command B, Command B. Did it build? Build failed. Okay, what failed? Now click on that red arrow, red X. Click on the red X. Okay, good. All right, make musical name. It's an underscore. Okay, good. No, go make I think make musical name is an underscore thing. Okay, now why is toString? Oh, you can't call two. Oh, no, I think it's std double colon toString. std double colon toString. std double colon toString, right? And then why is team colon no member named, no member named make musical name? You don't have a make musical name static method. Go back to your .h file. Go back to your .h file. Where is your method? Make musical name. Static string make music. Oh, it's a static method. All right, go back to your thing. Go back to your CPP file. Oh, no, it is a static method. Can someone help me out here? Why is this? Why does it say no? Can you close this preview thing? Can you extend the window, right? So can you close the where it says no selection? Just drag that bar all the way to the right side. No, not that one. Yeah. Further down. Yeah, close that.
Wait.
Not that. No. That vertical bar. Maybe. Drag the vertical bar all the way. Yeah. Okay. Good. No, it says no. Let's read it. Okay. No member named make musical name in team. Did you mean right? Mouse over that. We want no. Yeah. Did you mean underscore make musical name? Why did it say?
Maybe just need to renew because it doesn't show any error.
All right. You're right. You need to get into the habit of saving. Okay. Save. Unless you save, the error is not going to go. Okay. Hit Command S. Okay. Now, what's going on here? Well, what's the difference? Make musical. Why is it the same? Oh, you're missing an E. Well, you replace name with why I see the E, but it can't see the E for some reason. Did you hit a special E there? Command space E. Get rid of the backspace E and type E again. No, don't auto complete. Yeah, backspace there. Backspace. And E. Oh, funny. Look, it's not recognizing the E. All right, now
I don't know if it would help. Try to use Command B to build it.
Yeah, just.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Thank you. So yeah, some setup. Some. All right. Now, what's this? Set size. Oh, we disallowed setting, right? You can't set the size anymore, so you can get rid of the function. So you can keep the code as small as possible, right? Get rid of the function altogether. We don't need the Great. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. We're tidying up here. Okay, out of line definition contains does not match anything there. Okay, I think contains is const, and in the body it's not defined as const. Okay, so at the end you just need to put const. Yeah, space const. So we're just resolving all these errors. Yeah, and let's put a space after the const just to make it look nicer. Okay, all right. Now I think what's the last one? Redefinition of team. Why does it say redefinition of team? Oh, we took the default constructor. Go back to your header file. We need to, go back to your header file. And do you have a public constructor? Oh, you have team size. No, you do have a public constructor. Team size. Yeah, now let's look at the source file again. That looks good to me. Now, why does it say it's a redefinition? Where does it say it's been defined already? Team. Oh, you have two of those? Oh, get rid of the first one. Yeah, get rid of the first one. Yeah, I thought we got rid of it because you remember I said first, let's move it into the public part, get rid of it in the private and put it in you left it in the private and copied it into the public. So you have two.
I'll just delete it.
Yeah, okay, get rid of the private one. All right, get rid of the private one. No, you got blank lines. You got lots of blank lines where you got the, get rid of the, under contains. All right, now go back. Why is all this underlined? Save. Save and build like Chan, you said.
I think we didn't change this part.
No.
Oh no. I think the other thing.
Make musical name is a private one, so you need.
I thought we fixed it. Didn't we fix it by putting an underscore? How did the underscore? You deleted the public one and brought back the private one. All right, okay. We got to do things a little slowly, okay? I think you're going too fast, you're right. Okay, so put an underscore there. We're gonna redo everything we did in the other one and delete it, okay? So put an underscore there, okay? Good, okay. Your toString, why is this a problem? Too many arguments.
Steady.
STD colon, STD, thank you, Chani, all right, STD double colon, right? Because otherwise it thinks it's our two string, not the standard two string. Everybody okay with this? Okay, and again, one more. All right, what's that? Oh, I see, you can't use plus equals on a string. Oh no, str plus equals, not string plus equals, str. Okay, and then also two string is std double colon. All right, now that should compile. If you hit Command B, it should compile because those were the only errors as far as I can remember. Obviously not. Okay, where is the error? Why didn't it build? Let's go back. Wait, no, build it. I don't see any red marks. Build again.
I think
Click on the where you see on the left hand side in the package explorer, you see that triangle. Yeah, triangle with the exclamation mark inside of it. You see the triangle with the exclamation mark. Click that. Okay, undefined symbol main. All right, let's go back to your main. Main.cpp. Main.cpp. Why does it say undefined symbol main? Maybe this
on
main...
my side, it's the strand problem saying implicit conversion.
That should be a warning.
Versus
No,
integer.
that should just be a warning, not a
Yeah,
failure.
just a warning.
Yeah. Okay. I think what's going on here, if I'm not mistaken, is that your main.cpp is not associated with the project, right? Your main.cpp is still associated with that other ELIZA thing, right? So let's do the same thing you did before with, yeah, get rid of that. Delete it. Maybe that's why it wasn't auto-completing, okay? Because your main was somewhere else, not your team, right? Put it here, main.cpp. No header file. Yeah, no header file. Yeah. Yeah, save, and build, Command B. Okay, good. Now let's also get rid of Chanyi's warning, right? Because it says time takes a long position time t. Oh, I see. Because time returns.
So long
time
zero?
yeah. Put an unsigned cast before time, right? Open parentheses. Unsigned inside of parentheses, right? And that should make the warning go away. Put a space after the closing parentheses. Yeah. Right, that should make the warning go away. Build it now. You have a clean build, right? So no, save. Yeah, you have to get into the habit. Okay, it's like following the metronome. You got to get into the habit of always hitting Command S and saving whenever you can. It's not like the old days where yeah. Okay, everybody okay with this so far? Can we run it finally? What time is it now?
Yeah,
We still have time. Okay, we still have time. And there's a little bit to be left for the game. We can do it on Thursday. We have a lot of time. Don't worry. Okay, and then next week we can talk about linked lists and everything. We have a lot of time. Okay, good.
Professor, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
When do we use time 0 and time 0L? I think
they're exactly the same. If you're on a computer, if you're on in an ancient machine, right? All modern machines are 64-bit. If you're on an ancient machine, which is 16-bit integers and 32-bit long. Hardly any machines are 16-bit integers anymore, right? But if you happen to find yourself on a machine which is 16-bit integers, then you need to cast it. Like, don't worry about it. Always say unsigned right there. 0, it takes a pointer. Have I explained this before? The problem there is that 0 is both a pointer as well as a number. Yes or no? Because 0 is a null pointer. 0 is a memory address. It's a null pointer because addresses are numbers too. Yes. So 0 is a null pointer as well as a long number, 4 bytes. So the compiler is telling you, well, I don't know which one to push but I'm just going to warn you because they're both the same size. So that's why it's yellow. You can tell the compiler, okay, well, what I want to push is basically a pointer, not a, so whatever the size of a pointer is, push that. Don't push a long. That's what you're saying. And we happen to know that unsigned is the same size as the pointer, we can push it, right? Strictly speaking, what we should do is instead of unsigned, you should say unsigned space star. Then we're saying the 0 that I'm giving you is actually a null pointer, okay? So you can actually say null star, let's not worry about that. That's getting sidetracked, okay? We're getting close to that. If you run it now, you'll actually see the output of 10 teams. You should see the output of 10 teams in your console, right? Do you see the output of 10 teams? All right.
The
I
console
think,
is
yeah,
not showing though, Professor.
is everybody here has can see who's left and who's not left. Maybe some of you have started leaving. All right, but it's past 10. If you run it now, okay, run it now and let's look at the console.
It's not showing this.
You're not seeing the console?
It's over
Oh, no,
here.
no, click that thing where you closed before. No, there was a console. Where is it? Where's your console? How do you look at the console? View console? View console? No, click that up thing, that thing that exposes the console on top. Yeah. What exposes the console? On the right-hand side?
This
What's
is just
that?
adding another.
Oh, I see that. Only that. How do you get the console? I want to see what the output is. Maybe you drag from up, below, up, or I don't know. How do you get anybody, any Xcode expert here who knows how to bring the console back? You've lost the console. Maybe it's in the view menu, view console somewhere. How could that be so something so simple? Maybe it is easy to use so that it's obscure.
It should be in the menu there. If you look above the files, there are
Files?
buttons. Like if you look at above the list of the files, way above. Way above, like in the top side, all the way up. Yeah, up
Yeah, I
here,
can't see.
the last button on the right side.
This one?
Yep, it should be. I think if you double click the build, it should.
No, but where's the console?
Oh,
that's the console?
Applications Utilities Console.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
hit,
yeah.
hang. Wait, don't move around. Hey, you're right. If you do things fast, then I'm afraid that we have to spend more time fixing it rather than. Okay, just take it one step at a time. All right, don't do anything. Just reduce the vertical size of this console that you currently have. Right, reduce the vertical size. Thank you. Shift Command C. Yeah. All right. Good. Can you reduce the version? All right. Click on all. Click on all. Click on all. It's next to recent. Click on all.
There it is.
Click on all. You have clicked on all?
Yeah, I clicked.
Okay, it's Command Shift C. I think that's what Turkey said. He said Command Shift C.
No worries.
Okay, what is it, Turkey?
It is Command Shift C in Codex, and Mac Command and Windows function.
Oh, all messages. Click on all messages. Click on all messages. No, that's just build messages. How the hell do you get the console back? This is so stupid, right? No, this is the console. I can see the console right there. I can see it under the bar. That's the console. So go back to your main.cpp and run it. I'm pretty sure you can see the console now, right? Yeah, run it. Command B. Just command R.
Oh, there's the console.
All output. Yeah, that's your output, and it's not showing you the output. No. Where's your main? Let's go to your main. All right. Cout team.toString of I. Just put a no, it should at least print. Oh no, it's just returning. I'm so sorry, Turkey, all of you guys. I'm so sorry because our main is incorrect. It shouldn't. It's not print. Oh, it is printing Cout. It is printing Cout. For 10 players, team I equals 0. Oh, and so there's so many errors here. For I equals 0 to 10, we are printing. Oh yeah, for 10 teams. For 10 teams. We're printing 10 teams, stringified team. Just print a hello world after the srand. We should at least see that, right? We should at least see the hello world after the srand. After the srand, yeah, whenever. All right, just say cout hello world. I think we should see that, right? We should see that. Why are we not seeing that? Yeah, endl. If you don't have endl, you don't see it sometimes, right? Enter there. Enter. Yeah, I run it. Command R. Save and save. Just say save. Command R. Run. Okay, so it is printing hello world. Now get rid of the hello world. Is it going? Is the only way it's not printing it? No, go back to your main. Okay, you can stop this. Go back to your main. I think it's probably getting stuck in an infinite loop in toString. Okay, that's probably what's going on, and we can debug that very easily, right? So now it is not even getting into the loop, right? Inside the for loop. After you create the team, say cout I, just say cout I, and I bet that it'll print cout I. No, it's not doing anything there. It's not even entering the team. It's not entering the loop at all. So let's see. Run it now. Stop and run. It's not even entering the loop. Good. We're on to something really good here, right? No. Why? Don't look at the wrong place. Wait. No. Wait. One second. No, you got an underline there. Hey, don't move so fast. Okay. Why do we have team size? Why do we have I less than 10 here? No. In your 37, line 37, why do we have I less than 10 here? Because we copied and pasted from something else and we forgot. See, again, this is all going back to the place where we did things fast and we deleted the wrong thing, right? Right. Okay. So see, fortunately, we've solved this problem. Okay. That 10 should not be a 10. It should be size. Yes. Because if it's 10, it goes past size and runs over the vector and gets a segmentation fault. Right. Your program crashes, you go to the STEM center. That's 2 hours down the drain right there. Yes.
Should it be underscore size?
Underscore size. Yes. Thank you. I'm so glad. I'm happy that even if it's past the end of class, we're running into all these silly problems, right? It's not so good if we run into problems that are really hard to find, right? We have to run into problems. No, it's not good if we run into problems that are difficult, right? CS2A is not the place to run into difficult problems. We have to run into lots and lots of silly problems, right? We have to run into so many silly problems that they stop being silly anymore. So I'm so happy that we ran into silly problems like this, where we did something that we think was going to buy us a lot of time by copying and pasting. I'm going to leave it there just in case I need it, right? Because that's why we leave things around, right? Think about it. In our code, why do we leave things around? Why do we, even in our life, why do we leave things around? We leave things around because we have this faint suspicion that it's going to come back and be useful sometime in the future, right? And so we leave things around. But many times, we don't sit down and think through it carefully enough to think that if I leave it around, is it going to be more of a liability for me? Or is it really going to give me the savings that I'm after? And most of the time, 90% of the people, they're mistaken in their judgment. They think, oh, that's useful. That's bound to be useful 10 years from now. That's bound to be useful 15 years from now. And they have a rack pack full of, a garage full of lots and lots of things. They don't even know what they stored it for in the first place. And this is exactly the same sentiment that we can do in fast forward motion in programming, right? It's why a life we live it out in 100 years. Now we can live it out in 100 hours, right? I would say in our program, why did our program get so unwieldy, difficult to manage, hard? It's because we thought that so many things are going to be useful. They're not really useful. And then we're spending a lot of energy in their upkeep, right? It's like genetic engineering, right? It's our genes, there are lots of junk genes, but there are a lot of upkeep. For maintaining the junk genes too, because the same amount of precision and checking them for errors and everything and duplication, that has to be done also to the junk genes. Programs in your genetic code, which are not at all useful anymore, but they still need to be replicated and copied without error. So there's a lot of energy spent there. And the same thing with programs. So imagine if you can re-engineer the human genome, right? And actually identify every little program and function that is totally useless anymore, right? It was relevant when the carbon monoxide concentration was 99%, right? Not, but there's a huge chunk of your genes doing that, and you can get rid of it. And humans will be like so tiny and fast. All right, no upkeep. All right, good. Why is this underlined, by the way? Yeah, okay, now it should go. Now I think it should run it. It'll run. Right, and again, it's a runtime error. It's a runtime error. See, that's a runtime error. It won't go by saving, right? You rebuild it and rerun it, it'll go.
Yeah, I think I rebooted it.
Run. Oh, yeah, you still have the error. Go back. All right, this should be easy to fix, right? No, yeah, CPP. All right, it still has a bad access error. All right, what is it? If team contains 0, I less than size. Oh, we haven't set the names. Oh, we have. No, that's fine. 1 second. Oh, I'm so sorry. Team that I'm sorry. I say we have a logic error. Okay, hey, we have a logic error which it's fixed. All right, I know how to fix it. If somebody else wants to take a crack at it, do you want me to fix this error now? It'll take you 5 to 10 minutes, or maybe 30 minutes of thinking to find out what the error is and fix it, or I can fix it for you in the next 5 minutes. You take your pick, and we have a logic error. I can give you some hints as to where. The hint is that we are setting sorted pairs of I, right? And we're checking for containment for all the way to size players, but we haven't that we don't have that. We're checking all the way to size players, but it is resize to size. Size. I equals 0, I less than size. That's good. Sorted players of I does not exist at that point. Now, why does it say it does not exist? Because it has been resized to up to I at least. No, I'm sorry. I should take back what I said before. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. No. It's all within the loop. That's correct. That's correct. What's this?
Well,
what is the bad exercise? We can step through it and find it, obviously.
the max team size is declared as 10 in the header file. And when we passed the pass size, I think we did it less than 10. So in this case, size never becomes more than max. So therefore, size, I think, is not defined. So
Got it. Thank you so much, Turkey. All right. Thank you. That is the error. Yes. I can. Yeah. Did you get what Turkey just said? In your team.h, you have a max size. In your constructor, I think. Oh, wherever we set the max size, we set it to the wrong value. We set the max size to 10. Set the max size to 10. Oh, set the max size to 5. Set the max size to 5.
This one?
No. So set the max size to 6 and set the default to 6 also for now. All right, we'll figure with the sizes later. Set everything to 6. Set everything to 6. Except the name size can be 4. All right. Now we won't have any issues with mismatch, but there is a place where make that 6 also. Leave it at 5. Leave it at 5. Maximum size. No, but we want to make sure. All right, this will work. I'm glad this is being recorded. Please, someone action this. I would really appreciate it. This will absolutely work now. We fixed the error with what Turkey said, but the code is not yet cleaned up, meaning that the error is still there. That a place where we check against max, it's wrong, because if they're out of whack, as you can see, it causes a cooldown, right? So that needs to be tidied up and cleaned up so that this kind of careless error doesn't happen. If you like, I can leave that as an exercise for you. It'll take me 5 to 10 minutes to clean it up. But would you like to clean that up yourself and share the clean code on Reddit? Many copies. Different people can do it, and right? Would you like to do that, or would you like me to clean it up? Just tell me. Tell me right now.
it will be a great challenge.
It'll be a good challenge.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So all right, we'll just do it now. Without we won't fix it. You can clean it up. We'll just run it now. It should run. It should run, and it should give you those 10 teams. Yes. What's going on? Still errors? You still have an error?
Yeah.
Where's the error?
I think it's still the same because.
We haven't fixed it.
So what is the size that we passing? What is the underscore size now?
Elizabeth is saying something, or someone is saying something, and I can't hear.
Yeah, I was wondering what is the value of size, because it's never been declared and never been determined at all.
Oh, we never set size? Did we never set size?
I don't think we did. It's just declared.
All right, okay. We never set. No, we did set size. Oh, we never actually set the size. No, in the constructor. Go to the constructor. Go to the constructor.
The team H, the header.
No, here. No, here. Okay.
Sorry.
Don't move a little slowly. Okay. On the next line after that. Hit enter. Not there. Enter. Size equals underscore size equals size. Underscore size equals size. Now this is a line we missed, which caused all of our headache. Is everybody on the same page here so far? Yeah. Now that is why size was uninitialized and it went into core dump. I think this is okay. This should make the error go away. You should run it Command S and Command R. Command S, Command R. All right. No. Don't scroll. You make it easy on yourself. You're right. Okay. All right. The way to make it easy is okay. Drag it up. More. We're printing 6 of those blocks. Is that it? Okay. All right. Now we get 10 teams. Okay. And each team should have, and we don't have any duplicates. We don't have any underscore ones or underscore space ones. We don't have Bob 0, Bob 2. Go up. Any of those teams? Wow. Okay. So we generated all those random names and we never came up with duplicates, right? Because if we came up with duplicates, we would have done a space 0, space 1. Yes. Okay. Unfortunately, we didn't leave that tasty morsel for you to clean up yourself. It cleaned up by itself. But there's other opportunities for you to play around with the code and change things, right? So what we want to do now that we've got this working, this is our toString. Okay. What we want to do next class is to create another method saying, let's create the signature of the method. You can do it on your own later. Okay. Go to your team.h, team.h. And then under public, create a method called and returns a reference to a vector, right? Returns a copy of a vector, right? Enter, vector, string, vector of standard string, left arrow, standard string, left arrow. I think it has to be standard string because it's a header file, right? And then close, space, and this method is going to return, right? Randomly shuffled players, right? Get shuffled players, get underscore shuffled underscore players, get underscore shuffled underscore players. Shuffled past tense, right? So let's shuffled players. No, not equals. This is a method you are going to define. One of you can define, okay? It's like 3 lines. Just get the existing sorted players, assign it to another vector, shuffle that vector and return it. That's all you have to do. All right, shuffle players, open, close parentheses. And this method is not going to change the object. So again, const on the other side, const, semicolon. And you can go to the CPP file, triple click this. Oh, it's got to be standard vector, sorry, standard vector. Right now, triple click and take it to the CPP file. Hopefully these things that we're doing like triple click and double click and copy and paste, those are really valuable assets to have, right? More than the technical knowledge we get. This is getting into the hang of doing these things is more speed enhancing, right? Go to your CPP file. No, when you exit the team.h, just hit Command S, right? Anytime you exit a file, get into the habit, right? Get into the habit of, because things won't autocomplete for you otherwise, I think, right? Yeah, CPP file. And what did we copy from the other one? Oh, just yeah. All right. So under the toString, hit a blank line under the toString. No, after at the very end, at the very end. No, at the very end of the file. At the end, yeah, right. All right. Paste it. Now get rid of the standard colon and put team. And what does it return? No, right there is fine. And then you can get rid of the standard colon for string also, because here we have a namespace, right? Right now, this method belongs to the team class, right? So you say team double colon in front of the get shuffled players. In front of the get shuffled players, say team double colon. No, it has to be uppercase T, right? Before class, right? And then you got to get rid of the semicolon at the end and open the body. No, I think I'm eating your lunch, right? Yes, you should be able to do this, right? This is 4 more lines. Okay, good. I'll stop right there. I really shouldn't, because this is all tasty stuff, and I'm just right. Okay. So can you guys do this on your own? Right? You just have to flesh out the body, and what this does is basically saying here's a team. Right? After we've done this, what we'll do is move the actual toString to private and make it underscore toString, so that the external world cannot do a toString of the team itself. They won't know what the secret order is. Yes. Only private methods in the team can call toString. But the external world can know who the players are. They can call shuffle players, and they'll get a shuffle list of players. So far, are we okay with this? Yes or no?
Yep.
Okay. Now that is the first step of our game. Now in our main, now we'll develop a class called game, which will get a shuffle list of players, and then its task is to figure out whether what the real order is from the shuffled list. Now that we can do in one class. Are we confident or no?
Yep.
Yes. All right. So let's get that wrapped up by the end of Thursday, right? The Thursday's class, we'll do that game and we'll finish it. And maybe the rest of the weekend, you can just add bells and whistles, right? And in fact, we'll also bring in display with effect, and we can put other bells and whistles. And over the weekend, you can try and build in audio and things like that if you want, other effects you want, right? Into the, and it'll be cool. You can actually get other people to play it over the weekend. Yeah. Was this a useful class? Hey, Uri, was volunteering and driving useful to you?
Yeah, but I still need to review.
Yeah, you did a fantastic job, right? You are very patient. The only thing is you have to be a little slow, and you have to get into the habit of saving your files, okay? Because if you don't save your files and you don't get autocomplete from the IDE, you don't know whether it's a syntax error or, right? So you got to get into the habit. Pick one IDE and stick to it. Otherwise, you won't save, remember things easily. You got to do that, and you are fantastic helping me. Everybody helping. So thank you so much for driving today, and the whole class. In fact, the entire 2 hours. Is absolutely fantastic, right? And thank you so much, all of you guys, for sticking around. And hey, Isai, are you back now? Sometimes you go away, but are you back now? Okay, so and it's past 10, right? Most of you are gone, and some of you are still around. Thank you so much, right, for your time. Well, let's get together on Thursday, and hopefully someone else can pick up. Hey, Uri, this code that you have now. Keep it carefully, okay? I share it in Repeat or something. Someone else has to pick up this code, and we'll just take this, add display with effect to it from a previous class, right? And also do the game class, one more class, and then we actually have a proper project with five or six different classes interacting with each other, right? How much more professional can it get, right? In terms of building something really, because once you've got that, you can use that as a template for everything else, right? You've got another project which has 5 classes. I'll just take this existing thing which has and swap things around. Right, that's how everything happens, and it's really cool. So thank you all so much for your patience, sticking with me, and tolerating all the nonsense. And I'll see you guys on Thursday. Okay. All right. Thanks. Bye.
Professor Heflin, is that okay if I have one more question?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to ask, what is the function or the name of the toString parenthesis I? Because have a something contains an I. To me, reminds me as an array. And what is?
Yeah. Do you have a browser?
Yes.
All right. In a browser, just type man space man as in human, right? Man space std : toString. That's the function you want to know more about. Yes. You want to know what standard toString does. It's just a standard library function. Anybody can call it.
Oh, so to_string. It's a
library function.
It's a library function. I see. Got it.
It takes an integer argument and returns a string version of the integer argument.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You Google it. You'll find 100 web pages.
Oh, I see. I got it.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you, Professor.
All right, cool. Because the reason I is being passed as a parameter is because I is a native type. If it's an object, like our object is a team object, right? If it's an object like in Java, any integer object. If it's an object, you can call .toString without parameters. Yes? The team that we create is .toString, no parameters. But I is not an object. It's a native type. It's just 4 bytes. So it doesn't have any objects. It doesn't have any methods attached to it. So you can say 1.toString. There's no toString attached to the 1. So that the standard toString is not a method. It is a global free-floating method function, like a static function. So if it's a static function, it doesn't have something to operate on. You have to give it the object as a parameter. So you say toString parenthesis I. You give it a parameter I instead of saying toString your object. You don't have an object. Here is something to stringify. That's the reason I is being passed as a parameter to the standard toString, and our toStrings don't take any parameters. Is that clear? Yeah, I know this is all confusing, and especially because people use the same name over, but you got to get used to people using the same name and the same operators, right? And this is something that lots of people complain about with C++, saying C++ is so confusing because use equals for string and equals for some object, and who knows? Because equals, what meaning does equals have? Does it assign a string or assign a no? As a C++ programmer, we get used to the whole idea of overloading, so that anything can have multiple meanings, so that you don't complain when you say, oh, I can do an equals here, right? So you say, oh no, this equals is not loaded for that. That's a better way of thinking about it, because that's how C++ gets stronger and stronger, is because the existing infrastructure gets more and more stuff built on top of that. All right. Thanks, and thank you. And I'm actually looking forward now. Now that we've done so much of this game with lots and lots of bits and pieces to bring together, and it's kind of cool, right? We can actually build a core, bring this whole class to a completion by the end of week 11. Right before we start talking about linked structures, right? Let's say that's part of 2B really. We bring it to a completion by using all of the data, all of the information we've learned so far, all the way starting from data types, right? Functions, methods, static methods, objects, arrays, linking them all together, sorting, inserting, searching, everything together. And we create one single product, a game at the end of, I didn't even plan it like this, right? I was thinking we'll just do some individual concepts and little toy programs one by one, every class. And then each class can be independent, but it so happened that, you know, our classes naturally fell into a sequence like a story, right? A season, a winter season or spring season, where you can actually follow the same thread all the way through. We have this arc for, you know, spring 21 that we build this game. And, you know, if it works out, we will do the same thing. Well, you know, for the summer quarter, I'll basically just give them your videos and tell them to watch it. Because I'm not doing a face-to-face in summer, right? They're just going to watch the videos and then I can answer questions. Hey, thank you. You know, it's a past time and you guys are still sticking around. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys on Thursday. All right. Bye. Bye. Have a good week.